The Kronav Empire's favorite method of entertaining its citizens whenever the sparks of revolution began to flicker was simple: conquest. Their preferred tactic was to drop an indestructible doomsday countdown onto a chosen world and broadcast the ensuing panic and misery of the soon-to-be conquered, all in the hope of extinguishing the flames of rebellion. The method worked well, until the day they marked Earth for conquest. Prince Lothar's red eyes stretched wide, the vertical pupils contracting to thin slits as another detonation filled the flagship's main view screen. The explosion expanded outward in perfect symmetry, a sphere of nuclear hell that dwarfed anything in the Kronav weapons database. The ship's sensors screamed warnings as radiation levels spiked beyond their measurement capabilities. Conservative estimates placed the yield at 1 teraton, possibly the first Teraton-class nuclear weapon ever detonated in the known galaxy. Lothar's gray-skinned hands shot up to his head, 4 fingers on each hand tangling in his coarse gray hair. He pulled hard enough to feel the follicles protest, but the physical pain was nothing compared to the mental anguish racing through his neural pathways. Millions of Kronav citizens were watching this transmission back home. They expected to see another primitive civilization crumble, another world reduced to begging for mercy that would never come. The entertainment value of conquest had always been reliable, until now. The prince's leather-textured skin pulled taut across his angular skull, stress fractures appearing along his jawline where the dermal layer had worn thin from clenching. His mouth hung slightly open, revealing 3 rows of triangular teeth designed for tearing flesh. Those same teeth now pressed hard against his lower lip, the pressure splitting the gray skin and releasing drops of violet blood that ran down his chin unnoticed. The countdown monument they'd deployed to Earth still showed 147 local days remaining. It should have been a death clock. The humans had turned it into something else entirely. A training schedule.
Navigator Breezed!
Lothar's voice came out a strangled shriek.
What was that explosion? Our antimatter warheads can't even achieve half of that yield.
Brizzard's 6 tentacles writhed in agitation, her 3 eyes blinking in the rapid pattern that signaled extreme distress among her species. The suckers on her appendages gripped her console hard enough to leave marks.
Prince, the humans have developed something they're calling fusion-boosted fission devices, version 87. But the weapon itself isn't the problem.
Her central eye focused on him while the other 2 continued scanning data streams.
They're not panicking. They're not rioting. They're treating our countdown as a project deadline. Show me everything,
Lothar demanded, his voice dropping low. The view screen split into a grid of surveillance feeds, where Kronav conquest doctrine predicted mass hysteria. Earth showed organized mobilization on a scale that defied comprehension. Factories that had produced automobiles now churned out missile components. Shopping centers had been converted into research facilities. Sports stadiums served as testing grounds for experimental weapons. Children attended schools where shooting classes replaced the normal curriculum.
Get me the science team now!
Lothar's claws extended involuntarily, carving grooves in his command chair's armrests. The ship's lead xenobiologist materialized via hologram, his reflective body strange even for those who knew it.
Prince Lothar, the humans have done something new. They've abandoned all proprietary technology restrictions. Every military secret, every classified project, every theoretical weapon design, it's all been released publicly, open source.
Explain the bomb,
Lothar growled.
The Teraton device originated as a theoretical proposed by a 16-year-old human student. It's something they call a science fair. Essentially a gathering where juveniles present scientific projects. This child proposed using a specific isotope configuration to achieve previously impossible fusion yields. Within 20 days, the design was downloaded 8 million times, University physics departments ran simulations, military scientists refined the calculations, 3 governments pooled resources to construct a prototype. The scientists' form flickered with what might have been excitement. From child's imagination to functional superweapon in less than 90 days. Lothar felt his 3 hearts beating out of sync.
Continue monitoring. I want updates every... Prince!
Another scientist interrupted, this one from the same tentacle species as the navigator.
The humans have destroyed our surveillance probes. This should not happen. Our probes are our best cloaking technology. They crowdsourced the problem. Someone noticed unusual atmospheric distortions where our probes operate. Within hours, thousands of humans were analyzing weather data, satellite imagery, even bird migration patterns. They developed detection algorithms using neural networks trained on the anomalies. Now they're shooting down probes with modified surface-to-air missiles. We've lost 63 units in the last hour alone.
The main screen shifted to show a human military installation. Soldiers fired what appeared to be conventional projectile weapons at holographic targets shaped like Kronav warriors. Lothar almost dismissed it as primitive until the analysis data appeared. Each bullet contained a microscopic payload chamber filled with engineered pathogens, a mixture of the worst microbial life Earth had to offer.
They're planning to fight us with bullets,
Lothar asked incredulously.
Not just bullets,
Brizid corrected, her tentacles pointing to another feed.
Look at this!
The display showed a massive underground facility where humans tested directed energy weapons. The lasers themselves weren't particularly impressive by Kronav standards until the technical readout revealed their modulation patterns. The humans had discovered the specific frequency patterns could avoid shields entirely, damage holes as if they were cutting through soft butter. Another section of the facility tested railguns that accelerated projectiles to 10% of light speed. The kinetic energy alone would turn a Kronav cruiser into expanding vapor. Drone swarms practiced swarming formations, each unit carrying shaped charges designed to exploit the structural weaknesses in Kronav hull plating, weaknesses the humans shouldn't have known about.
My friends, the lead scientist interjected, you need to see what they're doing to themselves.
The screen shifted to medical facilities across Earth. Humans lay on operating tables while surgeons performed procedures that made Lothar's stomachs churn. Direct neural interfaces were being implanted into volunteer soldiers, fiber optic cables woven through their nervous systems like technological parasites. One feed showed a pilot whose brain tissue had been partially replaced with small processing units, allowing direct interface with AI systems. The hybrid consciousness could process battlefield data at rates that would liquefy an unaugmented brain. Athletes had their muscle tissue infused with carbon nanotube fibers, increasing their strength by orders of magnitude. Soldiers were receiving chemical enhancements one after the other.
They're converting themselves into weapons,
Lothar breathed.
The entire species is weaponizing. It's worse than that,
another scientist added.
They're sharing the augmentation techniques freely. Online tutorials explain how to perform basic cybernetic modifications. Medical professionals are learning how to modify civilians. Teenagers are building exoskeletons in their garages. Retirees are volunteering for consciousness upload experiments, offering to become pure digital entities to help with strategic planning.
The countdown showed 147 days remaining. In just over 200 Earth days, humanity had achieved technological advancement that should have taken centuries. They turned their entire planet into a fortress, their entire population into an army, their entire species into something new and terrifying. An alert pierced the bridge's atmosphere. The communications officer, a blob of sentient cells, inflated urgently.
Priority transmission from Kronav 1, Prince Lothar. Emperor-level encryption.
The Emperor's personal advisor appeared on screen, his ancient features filled with obvious panic.
Prince Lothar, cease all broadcast operations immediately. Return to Kronav 1 at maximum speed. We're in the middle of a conquest,
Lothar protested.
The citizens have started a revolution,
the advisor snapped,
7 core worlds have declared independence. The military refuses deployment to Earth. They've seen your broadcasts, Prince. They've watched the humans, and they don't like what they are seeing. No one wants to face a species that responds to extinction with evolution. The countdown hasn't entertained our people. It's terrified them into rebellion. They'd rather fight the Imperial Guard than the humans.
Lothar slumped in his chair as the weight of failure crushed down on him. On the view screen, Earth's transformation continued. A new orbital platform came online, its design incorporating technology that hadn't existed 2 months ago. Swarms of autonomous fighters launched from hidden bases, waiting for the radars to acquire a target.
Should I recall the countdown monument?
Rizet asked quietly.
Leave it.
Lothar said after a long pause.
Let it stand as a warning to others. We thought we were giving them a countdown to death. They used it as training and turned it into a countdown to transcendence.
He stood slowly, addressing his bridge crew.
Set course for home, and pray to whatever gods you believe in that the humans are too busy evolving to hold grudges.
On Earth, the countdown continued, marking not Earth's doom, but the birth of something the galaxy had never seen. A species that treated annihilation as motivation, that saw impossible odds as interesting challenges, that took a doomsday countdown and used it as a training schedule.